And you guys couldn't hear what I just said because my volume was off. So let's try that again. Welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel. Sorry you guys I had volume off. I realized it after I said it. So now there's sound. But I just want to tell you guys that tonight, kind of like an open discussion on a couple things of Brian, Gabby, where the case is at, and just kind of bunch of things that I want to talk about. The sensationalism, the bullshit, the rumors, the trolls, all of it. But first, WFLA had done, I don't think any of us realized how vast this area is that they're looking for Brian. And even I didn't realize it. And WFMLA had helicopters going through it, and I can see why they're not finding him. Like, for real. So, I'm going to show you guys this clip of the video, and I think you guys will feel the same way as me. What? Check this out.
High above the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park, and you can see the vastness of the area. If I move the camera, you just see how many acres of land there is and how hard it would be to search to find somebody, especially if that person doesn't want to be found. I'm going to move the camera in and show you sides of a kind of a path and how it goes from out in almost an open field into these trees. And when you're in the tree-lined area, it's just a real thick environment in there, and it would be next to impossible to see someone, especially if they're not wanting to be found. So this search is covering a big area. It goes all the way over to the Carlton Reserve, which is another 25,000 acres of land to search. And so we've seen helicopters, we've seen people on the ground with canines, and they're making their way through. And I'll show you, it's a wet area out here as well. So the trail can grow cold. They have bloodhounds and other canine animals out here searching, as well as people. But again, you can see how wet it is. And again, I'll move and show you just how vast this area is. In Eagle 8 HD, Paul Lamison, 8 on your side.
Welcome, Jill. Guys, it's also how you look at it. And I mean that honestly. As a parent, I can only think of one thing that would be worse than a dead child, and that would be a missing child. Because at least the parents could get closure. They can put her to rest. They can bury her. Sage, they found Gabby's body.
Really? Where was it?
What?
Where was it?
And they found her in the Teton where they were camping.
Who killed her, or did they not?
We don't know yet. He's missing.
I think he killed himself. I heard about it. I actually saw that. I think he killed himself.
Sage says to me one day, "You really need to cover this case." I said, "Sage, I'm already covering it."
I think he killed himself.
Why you shut my door?
Because the dog is alive. You
Oh.
know why? Because they were catching on to him, like, how the hell did you go all the way from this place without her and not know or whatever? They're catching on
I
to him.
agree.
I think he killed himself.
That's a possibility.
Or faked his death.
That's a possibility.
He seems smart enough, maybe.
That's
So
possible.
she was found dead, obviously.
Yeah, they found her body today.
How was it? How did she die?
We don't know yet.
Oh.
My future murderer. Not murderer like that. So, there's only one thing worse than a dead child, and it would be a missing child. Because missing, you just wonder the rest of your life. So I think, as horrific as today is, it's actually a positive thing that they found her. And at least they have closure. They can get their daughter home. They can bury her daughter. And the odds that she was ever going to be found were so slim that I think this is a positive thing. Yeah, my future mom, she's actually going to be a lawyer. She wants to be a criminal defense attorney. But the odds that they found her are fantastic. it just gives you hope that she led them to the body, that maybe she'll lead them to Brian. You know, I'm just saying that as sad as it is, it's so much better than the alternative, which would be, where is she? We have no idea what happened to her. We'll never know what happened to her. Did she fall off a cliff? Did she get murdered? Did she walk away? Like, no answers. At least they'll have some answers now, and they'll have answers of, you know, was she murdered? How was she murdered? Coroner can give all those answers. That's a good thing. So it really is how you look at it and how you see it. But as a mom, I would much rather be able to have closure than wonder for the rest of my life, where is she? What happened to her? Anything. So again, it's really how you look at it. I also want to say that my heart bleeds for the family. I could not even imagine knowing from day one that this other family might know something about my daughter's death, about my daughter. I give them credit for not flying down to Florida and beating them with a bat. I do. I don't think I could control myself. I would want answers, and I'd want answers now. I would go to the attorney. I don't know what I would do, but I would not sit in my house and do nothing, and I would probably end up in jail, for real. But I just can't believe that they're allowed to stay silent. I get your constitutional rights. I totally get it. But you have to draw a line somewhere. Since when, and I've discussed this before, but since when do cops not put pressure on somebody? Since when do cops not put pressure on alibis? Since when do we not do this? Because Florida is pretty known for doing shit like this. Florida is known for being assholes and doing all this fucked up shit. So all of a sudden they're keeping their mouth shut? All of a sudden they can't say anything? They can't bring the parents in for questioning? Damn right they can. Why do the parents have an attorney? You know, I could see Brian have an attorney. Why did the parents have an attorney? Parents have an attorney for a reason. Because they don't want people, they don't want to be questioned. Well, if you're not hiding anything, why don't you want to be questioned? They didn't have a crime before, now they do, exactly. And again, I meant what I said on Molly's channel. I am not going to sit here and tell you that Florida's known for letting murders go. No, I don't think so. Actually, Florida's jails is pretty fucking tight. I'm not telling you that Brian killed her or Brian didn't kill her. I don't know. Do I think Brian killed her? Absolutely. Is there a possibility he didn't? Of course it's possible. But why are the parents allowing this? What kind of people are they that they're absolutely allowing this man to get away with this shit? Either way, you're never going to see your son again. At least if he was in jail, you'd see him again. The odds of you ever seeing your son again are slim to none, especially if he's on the run. How long do you think he's going to live on the run? You think he's going to be able to do it 20 years from now? You think he's going to be able to stay in the woods for the next year or two? It'll never happen. He's eventually going to have to give himself back. He's going to have to come home eventually. It's not about which... No, I know. That's not what I was saying. I'm saying that Florida is... I don't believe Florida is known for letting criminals go. Florida's pretty strict. I understand everyone has the right to stay silent. But the cops also have a right to question. Plain and simple. What kind of parents under these circumstances let your person of interest son... But that's what I'm saying. He's not going to return home. He's just not. He's not coming home because he can't. unless he thinks the media is eventually going to stop filming him, or the media is going to, let it die down. But she really won the heart of everybody. She did. She was right now America's sweetheart. And the circumstances that it surrounded made him even more sweetheart. Made her even more of a sweetheart. And I just don't think that the parents are thinking straight. I don't think he's thinking straight. Growing up, my dad always said, you're always better to tell the truth and take the consequences than lie and have to lie forever. And it's something I always taught my kids. Just tell me the truth. You're not going to get in trouble if you tell me the truth. And eventually they would tell me the truth. And I would stick by my word and not get them in trouble. I would say, all right, did you learn your lesson? And it worked. It did. I don't know why the parents aren't saying that. Just tell the police everything you know. If you didn't do it and you're absolutely innocent of this, that will come out. And if you're guilty of this, then you deserve to be punished. I was watching, not to get sidetracked, but I was watching first episode of Evil Lives Here today. And it was about a father that's trying to get the death penalty for his son, which is kind of heavy. But the son murdered the love of his life, and the father could not handle it. And the father is fighting for the death penalty for his son, that he wants his son to get the death penalty. If he murdered someone in this way, then he deserves to die the way she died. That's hard. That's hard for a dad. Yeah, Florida has death penalty. That's hard for a dad. But I understand what the dad is saying. Why should he live? The dad has not spoken to him since he got arrested. The father is dumbfounded that the son could do this. But at the same time, I get it. I do. I get it. And I wish that Laundrie's parents would do the same thing. The whole thing make absolutely no sense. If they didn't know where he was, take the car. Oh, I believe they know where he is. I do. I think he had enough of the road trip and wanted to go home, and she wanted to continue, and he snapped. I don't know where you got that theory, Pixie Dust. I'm not going to rule it out. We can theorize from now until doomsday. What was the reason for son doing it? I don't know. They never said. He just got angry and he was mad at the dad, and he thought that the mom was the one that had him arrested the first time when it was the dad. So when the dad was away, him and his friend concocted a reason to kill them. To kill her. And they did. Beat her with a crowbar. It was his stepmom. So they changed everything for the parents. I believe they are now they're not facing anything yet. They haven't determined a crime took place with him. That's what everyone's forgetting. They found a body and assuming it's murder because she didn't fall off a cliff. Hey, Kim, she didn't fall off a cliff, so we know that's not an option. We know the van was there, so he obviously brought her there. Did he shoot her with a gun? Did he even own a gun? We don't know. We do know that her flip-flops were right outside the van of where her body was found. That we do know. There's pictures of that. Once they say it's been ruled a homicide, yeah, they can start with there, but either way, without him, I don't understand how they're going to prove that he actually committed the murder. I just don't. And I would hate to think, let's say he does off himself. Hey, Cuttlefish, I would hate to think that they're going to rule it out as he did it because he offed himself when maybe it was somebody else, and they'll stop looking and then this other murderer, carries on. I don't know. And there were serial killers in the 80s. No, you know, when I was on Molly's panel before, there were two other people, a 40-something-year-old male and a 27-year-old male. One went missing just on the 24th or the 27th, right around the same time she did, around the same area. You can't rule that out. Thought he drove the van to Florida to his parents when he left her in Wyoming. He did. He did drive the van back. If it's only his DNA found on her, that tells us he did it. Maybe. Not 100%. Michelle, how's a candle, by the way? Not 100%, though. I don't think he's alive as well, but that's just... I think if he was dead, they would have found him already, though. I do. I think he's moving. I think he's continually moving. I think he even may have told his parents, if I don't come home by, let's say, Wednesday, then come get my car. It'll be here. I believe that. You don't need permit or anything out there to get a gun. I still think... See... Cuttlefish, I think it does too, but not in a way that some people think. Some people think it has to do with the couple in Moab in the sense that, like, he killed them. I don't believe that at all. But there's nothing to say that flip-flops outside the van threw me off. There's nothing to say that he didn't leave her alone and do something. I don't know. Talking about flip-flops outside the van threw me off. I didn't get it either. I mean, obviously they didn't want the flip-flops in the car. But she may have been alive when that van passed. She very well... I mean, that could have been her death. Like, he could have killed her after the... he could have killed her in the van. You know, that'll be interesting too. If he did kill her in the van, how are you going to prove it? But my theory on that is she was in the van at that time. Maybe they were taking a nap. Maybe they were fooling around. Who knows what they were doing? Maybe they were fighting. But I do believe she was in the van at that time, and that's why her flip-flops were out. But we also don't know if she had on shoes, clothes, or anything when she was found. That we don't know yet. So if she was found with flip-flops or with shoes, then we know that those flip-flops were his and not hers. His Instagram post about being so closely related to apes and being... Yeah, he likes being barefoot. He said that. She was OCD, so I could see her kicking them off before she gets in. Absolutely, I believe that too. But they may not have been hers. They could have been his. She was particular about tracking dirt into the van is what I heard. I believe that. I really wish that we had more answers. The flip-flops were where the van was parked on 827. Yes, that's what I'm saying. There was only one flip-flop, which probably got lost in a fight. I saw two flip-flops. CSI will determine if death... Yes. Yeah, she was found today. Kendall Ray posted another beautiful picture with wings. I don't know why she did one that says suicide. So Kendall Ray just posted this, but wrote suicide. I don't get the suicide. Unless that was like an accident. I agree with that, Cuttlefish. Okay. Their family, Petito's family issued a statement. It says, I'm making a personal request to members of the press and news media to refrain from contacting the Schmidt and Petito family. Due to today's developments, we are asking the press and news media to have some decorum and sensitivity for Gabby's family and allow them to grieve. I will be in contact with you when Gabby's family is ready to make a public statement. See, this gives me tears. This works me up. I would also like to personally thank the FBI, Suffolk County Police Department, Northport Police Department, especially Grand Teton Search and Rescue Team. Your tireless work and determination helped bring Gabby home to her parents. The family and I will be forever grateful. Sincerely, Richard Benson, Stafford, Esquire. I believe it was murder, too. I absolutely think it was murder. At the same time, you know, Gabby's family is the one that was pushing the press to be out there, do this, do that, get out there, get out there, get out there. Well, you can't ask them to now be quiet, you know? They want to speak. Only one missing Gabby. Brian is hiding. I'm heartbroken for her family, too. That's another thing I don't understand. Hey, Joy. Joy, did you get the candles? That's another thing that I don't understand is how this girl could live with them for 2 years and they have no feelings. The family. Forget Brian. Just the family. They have no feelings. They're not heartbroken. They don't... That blows my mind. I don't understand that. This girl lived with you. This was not just your daughter's boyfriend. I mean, your son's girlfriend. She lived with you. And the fact that she lived with you should mean something. And there's like no emotion from her. From them. Oh, Cuttlefish, I actually screwed yours up yesterday. I had yours done and completely screwed it up. So I have to redo it tonight. I realized I screwed it up. No, I'm talking to parents, Stephen. I'm not even talking her. I'm talking to parents. That, you know, I get close with my daughter's boyfriends. Or when Phoenix, you know, had a girlfriend, I was close with her. I couldn't imagine. I could not, hey, Charlotte, I could not imagine just not caring anymore. You know, I mean, you build a relationship with people. I still care about Phoenix's ex. I still care about Sage's ex. You know, her first love. I would never want to see anything happen to them. And let alone someone that lived with me. Like, I just don't understand these parents. I don't. I don't believe Brian had anything to do with her death. I wouldn't go that far. Millie May uncovers connection in Gabby Petito. And Brian Laundrie case. Was he acting out a horror novel? What? I can't even listen to this. No thanks. Dumbest thing I ever heard. Sorry. I can't believe these trolls. Some of these trolls are so disgusting. Look what News 11 showed. This is nice. They just published this a little while ago. There's a rainbow where she was found. Rainbow was spotted near where the authorities believe they discovered her body. And there's a rainbow. That's nice. I think that's because they found a picture of a book Brian was reading called Annihilation that was supposedly about killing women. Yeah, but I've read plenty of Stephen King books and a lot of books about killing and murder. It doesn't mean I'm going to go kill someone.
Good night, Mom.
Good night. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else. Now, here's my question for you guys. And this is just a personal feeling. Do you guys think that cops need to be trained better on domestic violence? Do you think cops should... do you think there would have been a different outcome if the cops were trained better to see domestic violence? Yeah, I agree with that too, Callie Cat. On the van, when they did video on YouTube, van had an air vent and travel box, though large travel box on roof was missing when it was at family house. Well, he may have taken it off. You think those cops did a better job than most? I thought the cops were horrible. I thought what they did was horrific. The way they were high-fiving him and everything, come on, that was ridiculous. Yeah, there's no travel thing on... I'm looking at the van now on Instagram. There's no travel thing on it. I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to believe that this 23-year-old kid with no criminal record murdered his fiance and just left her. My mind just doesn't want to go there because I have, almost 17-year-old kids, and my mind just can't go there. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Chris Watts, exactly. He does. I had said that originally. He gives me Chris Watts vibes. Cops in Florida are not smart at all. They should put Brian... I don't understand that either. I don't. See, but here's the problem. And maybe this is why... I'm not saying that it's definitely him. Here's the problem. Let's say he didn't do it. Let's say he just panicked and he didn't do it. and he came back and she was dead or whatever, okay? The whole world has him guilty already. He will never get a fair trial, ever. Because everybody has him guilty. Everyone, he's an abuser, 100%. He could never have a fair trial, even if he didn't do it. That's why people should not jump to conclusions. And that's what I've been trying to say. Is it probable he did it? Yes. But if you're on that jury, you automatically have him hung already. Welcome to Scott Peterson number 2. He will get the death penalty, no doubt. But he's already guilty in the court of public opinion. And he probably would still be guilty in public opinion, no matter what. So that's the other reason why I don't automatically jump to, oh my God, he's guilty. You can't do that. I think a whole different team of medical personnel needs to assist cops on scenes of domestic violence. He did not murder her, Will. Who did? My mom's burial, my cousins flew in and adored my mom. Second, while they taped ceremony, only one beautiful butterfly kept service. See? Recently, a guy killed his 2 children and got paranoid and thought his wife had devil DNA. Yep. And the kids had that DNA and he drove to Mexico. No background. They said, awesome guy. That is true. And then there's OJ. He could have reported her missing. Maybe he panicked. And again, let me stress, I am not saying I think he's guilty. I mean, he's not guilty. In my heart of hearts, I believe he's guilty. But if I was on that jury, I would have to look at it as an open, maybe he didn't do it. But if you look all over the media, you know, so many message boards and Reddit, he did it. He definitely did it, blah, blah, blah. You don't know that. That traffic stuff was our children. We would want them separated and not arrested. No, I don't know. Separating them in a different state was kind of weird. To keep her like in the middle of nowhere is fucking strange. That right there I thought was weird. Especially after... Well, actually, the other couple wasn't killed yet. But I thought that was really weird, too. I would not want my kid alone in the middle of Wyoming by herself. Not a beautiful blonde. Fuck that. That, to me, is even scarier. They either witnessed something about those girls being murdered or were involved. No, I don't believe that. How do we know he is hiding? We don't even know where he's at. He could be dead himself. That he could be. Public opinion. Public opinion. He's dead no matter what. That's public opinion. He's dead. He's either going to go to jail and get hung and automatically guilty and not even get a fair trial. And then what? I dive right in, say guilty or innocent almost immediately. So far, I've been right 90% of the time, probably just fluky. Yeah, but you haven't heard all the evidence. I'm saying of any case. To me, Scott Peterson, maybe, maybe not. Chris Watts, definitively yes. Do you think he's suicide already? I don't know. I think if he was going to commit suicide, now is when he's going to do it. Think she was breaking up with him after the plea? Oh, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I can't say no. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. One of my theories, it sounds a little far-fetched, but one of my theories is that the guy that killed the lesbian couple, he's the one that called the domestic violence. This guy, Chris, anyone could give a fake name, but he possibly called the call that they were domestic violence to get them apart. He got them apart, but he couldn't kill her. He went and killed the lesbians and then followed them.
Mom, did you start
till
the
they
wash?
found open territory.
Did you
What?
start the wash?
What?
Did you start the wash?
Not recently. I've been doing wash. And said Brian was the aggressor and he was worried about Gabby. Exactly. Now, according to Gabby, she was the aggressor, but that's neither here nor there. But who's to say that they didn't get followed? Who's to say that it wasn't them that got followed and this killer waited for a time that they were apart and then made his move? Aldi, the media refers to them as lesbians, so have a good day. I'm really so over the fucking trolls. Especially on a case. You know, they have not been caught. They have not been caught. The guy that killed them has not been caught. The guy that killed other people in the area has not been caught. Nobody's been caught. Hold on. Someone just sent me something. I'm looking. Yeah, they were young. Felicia Navarro received as much. Yeah, but they've been saying that about everybody. Any missing person, they've been saying that. They were all at the bar at the same time. Correct. If they were guys, you'd call them gay. That was sad because they knew they were going to die. That was horrific. They knew they were going to die. They said, if we die tonight, it's this creepy guy that did it. And they died that night. That's scary. Like they just in their heart of hearts knew it. All I know is your platform and Chasing Truth are my go-tos. I enjoy her foul mouth and rawness, and I love your intuition and so on. Thank you, Amanda. I wasn't sure. I don't know enough. Yeah, no, they were all together. They found a note on his cat, Tampa Bay reported. Who found a note on what cat? What was with Brian flying home to Florida to move storage? No, he went home. But like I said, either way, Brian is a dead man. Plain and simple. He is a dead man. People say missing children should get as much attention. That is correct. YouTubers, though, do get a lot of attention. Anyone that's in social media gets a lot of attention when they die. Or when they go missing. If I went missing, I would get a lot of attention. For real. If Tiffany went missing, she would get a lot of attention. Any YouTuber would get attention. And they do. The van is in police custody. Hey, Molly. The van is in police custody. The van's been in police custody since the 10th. Yeah, he went home without Gabby. Click that link. What link? Who say that they did not get followed? Who say that's what I'm saying. They could have gotten followed. I said this the other day. If you look at the hitchhiker on TikTok, the hitchhiking story on TikTok, let's just say that story is legit. I'm going to say the same story I said the other day. Let's say that story is legit, okay? So if that story is legit and he was hitchhiking on the 29th, which would make absolutely no sense at all because he had a van. There's no reason for him to hitchhike. He had a fucking van. But let's say he did. Let's say he was hitchhiking, okay? That means that she was alone by the van at some point. So it's not out of the norm to say that this killer of the couple would turn around and that's their moment to be away, and killed her. You have no idea. No idea. None of us do. It's not probable, but it's possible. We don't know anything is possible at this point. Anything. Probability he killed her, but give me a reason. Give me a fucking motive. Give me a motive why he killed her. I don't see a motive yet. And I'm not going to go with 100% without a motive. Because you can't. And you shouldn't. And if I was called on that jury, if he ever is found, if I got called on that jury, I need probable, because I need to hear evidence. To read more about this, but if they were separated, how did they end up back together? That we don't know. Because we don't exactly know when she died. Now what we do know is on the 27th, her van was there, and she was found right there. So we know that was on the 27th. This is the second influencer to get murdered. Yeah, but she wasn't an influencer. She really didn't have a big following until she was murdered. That's why it looks like they have millions upon millions of viewers. They didn't have that at first. What did the letter? Yeah, I didn't hear anything about a letter. And also, guys, there's a lot of rumors. A lot. Like, tons of rumors. You have to be specific. This is the one of the few cases that I actually, will follow the media more than anything. Fox said there was a letter left on his car. So Bryant Enton has been outside of the Laundrie house forever. I'm not really sure why. I don't know what they think. It's not like he's just going to pull up and be like, hey, I'm home. Yeah, social media is a rumor mill, big time. He killed her in van, took off her foot, and got down the road some, and then decided to go back, and that's when he took her out and put her where she was found, and then jumped in van. I don't know about that. But rumor mill, been working overtime. Oh, big time. When I saw the video when they got pulled over by police, I knew something was not. Why would he drive back home without the love of his life or call the police? Maybe her parents, what man young, would just take off? One that's scared? But here's my other question. Why go back down to Florida? The only reason I can think that he went back down to Florida was to say goodbye to his parents. That's why I think he went back to Florida. We don't know any of that, Cali Cat, yet. They haven't released any of that. Because, if he was going on the run, all right, eventually he would know that they were going to look for them, or they were going to look for her. So why wouldn't he stay away? Oh, maybe he ran out of money. Why wouldn't he go camping in Wyoming? Why be so close to home? That tells me that he wanted to say goodbye to his parents. I believe he panicked, but I think he wanted to say goodbye to his parents. And I think he's been gone missing more than they're letting on. To get money off his parents? Absolutely. Do I think he planned this? No. Do I think he planned his escape? Yeah. Because he knew he was leaving and he wasn't going to come home till he got caught? Because remember, as of right now, he's still free to be wherever he wants. He could board a plane to Mexico, and they can't stop him. There's no motive because he never did it. All right, well, go on that fact. If he didn't do it, why is he so secretive? Why is he not saying anything if he didn't do it? You got to think this through. They may have said he went hiking, and that's what I'm saying. Well, they would know if they bought tickets, but I'm starting to think that he was gone a lot longer than 3 days. He's still number one suspect, but it's still not a crime. As of today, he is not charged with anything, and he's still a person of interest. As of today. That can change at any moment. But we don't know. I just feel it does not add up. It does kind of add up. It adds up to thinking he did it. If you look at all the evidence, he did it. Thank you, Molly. If you look at his evidence, he did it. He really did. But we can't say that he did. We just don't know yet. He is a coward. Now, the other reason for someone running is because he didn't do it. That's another reason for someone to run and parents to cover it, that they didn't do it. And we don't know that answer. What note? I don't even believe there is a note. I think it's another rumor. Hold on. There is no note according to the notes. According to the news. Go to Fox News. They reported there was a note. Okay. Fox News. Okay. Fox News. Nothing about a note. Talk about FBI remains in Wyoming. Likely missing woman as search intensifies. Big mistake made at beginning of Gabby Petito investigation. Detective reveals. There's nothing about a note. So I don't know what Fox News said there was a note. There's no note. Talk about the rainbow. Fox Tampa Bay. I'm on Fox News. Sinister on Fox News unless one of those bogus accounts. I don't know. People were telling me earlier there was stuff on Fox News that were not even in existence. There was a note left on his car saying that it needed to be moved. Oh, so it was a note like from the Rangers saying it had to be moved. Which is normal if a car is somewhere for too long. Yeah, that's not a note like he wrote. Yeah, a ticket. That police department really dropped the ball. That they did. Yeah, it's probably a police department note or a traffic, ranger note. I don't think the note means anything other than a parking ticket. You know, like if you leave your car in a parking lot too long, that kind of note. I don't believe me. It's not a note like he wrote, "Mom and Dad, come take my car." No. That's where sensationalism and real reality cross. Well, here's my thing. As far as the parents go, I'm pretty convinced that the parents, he told the parents, I didn't do it, but I'm scared, and that's why the parents are covering for him. I think maybe the parents really don't know anything. Maybe they just don't know anything. Or maybe they do. I mean, one thing we know now, he didn't come home with the body. So that's a start. We know that, you know, he didn't bring it to Florida. But here's the other thing I was thinking. He didn't commit a crime in Florida. Florida police can't do jack shit. Especially now. Now that we know he definitely did not commit a crime in Florida, the Florida police can't do anything. Wyoming, they can hold him for Wyoming, but he would get extradited back to Wyoming. I think he is. I think he has been gone longer than Tuesday. But I do. I think that's why he went back home. I think he went back home to say goodbye. And to bring the van home. But to say goodbye. He knew one way or another he was never seeing his parents again. At least not for a long time. How long can you park? I might be onto something here. Hold on. Can you park your car at a public park before you must move it in Florida? Okay, as a rough guide in Florida, you have no more than 2 weeks. Mind is all speculation until the end of the investigation. Absolutely. You don't leave someone in the middle of nowhere. Every level, what he did is wrong. Oh, I agree with you. Thumbnail reads, note left on car and preserved. Parents saw it Wednesday. When they went to look for Brian, they left the car so he could drive back. They returned Thursday to retrieve the car. You mean Tuesday? Not Thursday. I thought it was Tuesday. Or Wednesday. How long have the police been outside the house, though? Okay, statement from Laundrie family attorney. Note left on car and preserved. Parents saw it Wednesday when they went to look for Brian. They left the car so he could drive back. They returned Thursday to retrieve the car. Okay. Yeah, but they make the note sound like, you know, he wrote it. It was from the park people. During the original police stop, the eyewitness involved in the case stated that Gabby was no, the eyewitness said that he was the aggressor. All I heard was her dad bought her food at motel. Whose dad? How would they travel and have no money? So Gabby's dad? But I thought they had no money. So how did he get $200 for this alleged TikToker? Brian did not fly back to Florida. He drove the van back. If he was the aggressor, then why would he try to push her off and lock himself in a car to put a barrier away from her? Legend, I am not disagreeing with that. I'm not at all. Super chat? What's super chat? Gabby's dad bought them Uber Eats at the Salt Lake City hotel. He left a note on his car. He didn't leave a note. He bought a pizza on 8/24 when she couldn't get Wi-Fi to order. They both had a job, and they lived with his parents, so they probably really didn't have to pay a lot of bills. Yeah, it was from the park people. That's what I'm saying. And let's say hypothetically they broke up on this trip. Why would he take her car back to Florida? He did take her car back to Florida. Innocent people do run. That's where you're wrong. Innocent people do run. In today's day and age, innocent people run. Many innocent people run. I would run. Here's my assumption. If he hurt her, she probably was trying to aggravate him again, and then he pushed her off him, this time too hard, causing her to fall back. And that's possible. You have never got a super chat. That is where they pay you in the live chat. What? What does super chat have to do with any of this? That's what I was asking. I've never got a super chat. Nope, never. So bizarre. Maybe they broke up and he left her thinking she's not my problem anymore. I don't know. Gabby's body was found in a tent at the campground where they last were. He took the van back. Thank you. That's exactly right. What's hooking? Hell of a live, absolutely 150%. I agree with you wholeheartedly. So I don't think he's some evil scumbag that was just looking for blood. I don't either. But I think he's a good guy that made a horrible, terrible, grave mistake. I'll agree with that too. You asked how they got money. Lots of... Oh. Yeah, but they were never live. And if they were on their videos, they only made one video. Unless he removed them. Did they do drugs at all? Not that we know of. Gold Show Channel, High Street Music and Paranormal. I don't like him. News headlines that Brian left a note. They don't say the preserve left it. Someone in here said that. So how would... Okay, let me ask you this. How would they know? I don't think Instagram you can get super chat. How would they know that their son left a note on the car? And when did he fly back to Florida? I have not heard that yet. Yeah, I have not heard that one yet. Her shoes were literally facing the back of the van, so I don't know. I think he killed her there. I think he did too. I think that is where she died. Absolutely. Not only innocent people are on, but a lot of innocent people get put in prison. Ain't that the truth? It's good to have a woman agree with this possibility, unless, because a lot of women are just labeling it. No, I don't see that. I said that, Legend. I don't see that. I don't even see him being this major abuser until prove me otherwise. But the evidence I saw just two young kids fighting. I did not see, you know, granted he does remind me of Chris Watts, but I just don't see this, you know, point out murderer yet. And I don't see an abuser yet. I just don't. Now, if he killed her, then yeah, then I'm off. But I gotta put myself in like a jury pool. It could be accident. Leaning towards accidental, simply because he ran and he's scared. So I definitely can see that, but I don't know. I kind of think they liked each other. I don't see anything out of the norm than teen young love romance. I don't. No, I didn't, Jamie. I think he might. I see Kim. I'm not seeing that at all. But I don't know. I can't rule it out, and I can't say yes. Maybe it was premeditated. We don't know yet. Maybe he planned this out from the 12th. Who knows? Where is there proof he went back to Florida? I have not heard that at all before tonight. Why would he leave her in the middle of Utah alone the 17th to the 23rd? I need proof of that. I have not ever heard that from a reputable source. So if you can show me where that happened, where there's proof of that, I'd love to see it. Because I don't think she would be in the middle of nowhere by herself for 5 days. I just don't. Yeah, he drove back to Florida afterwards. He took the van and drove back to Florida. But they're saying he left her in the middle of nowhere and flew back to Florida. I agree, Blank. He had apparently left his ex-fiancée in the Fairfield Inn in Salt Lake City and came back home for a few days. Some cheesy-ass website said it. Blank screen, you have to speculate to a certain extent. I agree with that too, Rainbows. Absolutely agree with that. Where is the proof that he stayed away besides some cheesy ass website? I don't know if I'm buying that. See, Jamie, I kind of think if he did already kill himself, that he would have been found already. But no news has said that exactly. I don't buy it. One of the main reporters struck to her parents after Brian returned from Florida. Find a video on the timeline. Definitely flew back to Florida. there's no reputable news source that says that she flew back, that he flew back. It's only these, like, cheesy ass places. But there is no reputable news source that says that he flew back. No, everyone did not report it already. Only these, what's it called? Only these, what are the word I'm looking for? Sensationalist papers are the only ones saying it. Nobody, no reputable source is reporting it. All right, show me where. Because I'm looking at, I looked it up, there's nothing. Show me where the police said it. Because I've been following the police, the FBI, and certain reporters nonstop, and not one of them has reported that. Hold on, I'm looking. Tabloid, thank you. I couldn't think of the right word. I'm still looking. Nothing. There's nothing reputable that says that. We don't know, Danielle, but there's nothing reputable that says that he flew home. It's tabloid magazines that have said it. Blaze, that's exactly what I said. That he returned to Florida in the van. What you just sent me says nothing about him leaving, which is exactly what I said. On August 19th, a video depicting Petito and Laundrie's trip together is uploaded to YouTube. August 24th, according to a timeline posted on the Petito family's Find Gabby Facebook page, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie check out of a hotel in Salt Lake City. Yes. And this says exactly what I said. There's nothing about him leaving to fly home to Florida. So thank you, Blaze, for confirming what I already said. I appreciate it. He didn't fly home. The only people that are reporting that are tabloids. I did, and the only thing that comes up is tabloids. And then other people run with tabloids and sensationalism and bullshit. If he did, then show me a reputable thing. There's no reputable news source that says he left her in a hotel for days and flew home. Total sensationalism. Don't know where he is. But if you're going to sit there and say something over and over, show me the proof that's not a sensationalism or a tabloid or some kind of bullshit magazine. Show me facts. He did not fly home. He drove the van. Exactly. News that says anything about him flying home. Exactly. Me neither, Lori. I've been following her pretty fucking close, too. Someone would have reported seeing him on the plane. Exactly. Why argue with an idiot? Because what happens is people run with these rumors. I will never, I don't care if it costs me 700 viewers in a live. I'm not running with bullshit. I never will do it. I won't do it. And I never will do it. Yes, he drove home. We know he drove home. That we know. Nobody's arguing the fact he drove home. When I heard him flying home, I thought it was weird. But yeah, it not happening. It never happened. He flew home and he might be in Cuba. Good point. It's not on timelines. You're seeing people running with sensationalism and running with rumors, which is something I will never do. Show me proof. Show me a reputable timeline that shows that he flies. That would be, you're not going to find it. Because it doesn't exist. I looked. The parents spoke to her after he flew home. He flew mid-trip. Bruce, I don't know where you're getting this ridiculous information from, but it's not true. I think you need to go to J for Justice. She'll feed into that. Timelines on YouTube is different than timeline on Fox or another news channel. It's not even have to be Fox. Like, I don't even find Fox reputable, but show me something reputable. Autopsy Tuesday? Today's Sunday. I was like, why they wait until Tuesday? First, I have to find out whether he has a passport. I doubt it. I mean, why would he have a passport? Well, Danielle, he might if he kills himself. Then he will get away with it. But I really think he came home to say goodbye to his parents. And the other thing is, too, if he killed her in the van, I was just thinking this, if he killed her in the van, why would he drive the van home? A lot of people think he's already dead. Yes, he returned home. That's what I said. He returned home on September 1st with the van. But why would, if he did it and he killed her in the van, why would he drive the van home? Maybe the parents was meaning driving fast. Well, no, they're saying that he did it like in the middle of the trip, and it's a rumor put out by tabloids. Anybody can put out a rumor, and then people run with it. I'm not one of those people. Well, they were murdered by a creepy guy who's never been caught. Think he killed her right where his shoes are. Possible. Because if everybody's speculating anyway, he didn't go to Cuba. There's a wild story about putting Gabby's stuff in storage. Not confirmed anywhere. Oh, I just saw something about that. Hold on. No, that was just someone looked it up. Yeah, Gabby Petito's storage unit. That's a Reddit thing. If there was a storage unit, the cops would have had it already. How do you think he killed her? I don't know. All right. If it was, let me put it like this. If this was like a gunshot to the head, I don't think it's him. If it was blunt force trauma, probably him. If it was strangulation, I don't know. It could be anybody. Did they? No, they didn't say her injuries yet. We need him alive. She needs justice. Especially if he didn't do it. Then we really need justice. Okay, it's the Daily Mail. Let me say this. Another sensationalism bullshit magazine. Daily Mail is reporting Gabby Petito's mom said she's also questioning Brian's trip back to Florida in August to help his father move their things into a storage unit. She wonders why it's necessary to move Gabby's things during their road trip and what became of her stuff. That's according to the Daily Mail. I've never heard Gabby's mom say anything like that. So if someone could show me where Gabby's mom said anything like that, I'm all ears. But I've watched everything with Gabby's mom, and she's never said anything like that. He pushed her. She had a head. That's why I said, if it's blunt force trauma, I'll believe it was him. Hopefully they're able to see who's calling to talk to parents. That story goes along with him flying back on the set. Yes. But I'm saying that I've followed everything with the mom, and I haven't heard her say anything like that. She really hasn't said much at all. There's so much bullshit out there, who knows what to believe. I agree. Where Brian Laundrie is hiding is infested with alligator and snake-infested swamps, and panthers are all over the area. Yeah, she lived with his parents. That's another thing. How would her mom even know what went on? She wouldn't. She would have no idea what went on. I don't know. Maybe she fell and hit her head on a rock. Well, that would go with the accident theory. But if it's like a gunshot wound, I don't believe it was him. I don't know what my daughter's got in the wash, but it's going hard. What do you think? I don't know yet. I don't know. See, that's another thing. Why aren't Brian's parents looking for him? But he can't leave the house. They can't leave the house. The media reported just because the dude fucking went out and got his mail. So they're kind of like stuck in the house. Is the Twitter guy still alive? I can look. I don't think so, though. No, he was, last time he was there was 2 hours ago. But they can't plead on TV or something like as parents you would do. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they're pretty quiet. Nothing's being said. Northbrook community in shock after FBI announces body found in Wyoming fits description of Gabby. Teams pick up search for Brian on Monday.
The search efforts for Brian Laundrie, the missing 23-year-old and sole person of interest in the disappearance of Gabby Petito. Hey there, folks. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now. First and foremost, let me offer my apologies for my voice. It's been a long week of streaming, a long week of coverage here, Evan, on WFLA Now. Being joined here by Evan to bring us the very latest. You've been seeing, of course, Evan this morning on WFLA News Channel 8. Evan, where are we with the latest here as we now have Eagle 8 HD in the sky here over this wooded area of Sarasota County where Brian Laundrie might be?
Beginning day 2 of the search for Brian Laundrie. His family says they reported him missing on Friday, says they haven't seen him since Tuesday when he left the house with hiking gear. They've told authorities they believe this is a possibility of where he might be. Sarasota County's Carlton Reserve, a 25,000-acre preserve that Eagle 8 HD is flying over right now. The search for Brian, of course, is important, not only because he is missing. In the larger context, he is possibly the only one who knows where Gabby Petito is. He has been lawyered up immediately after he returned home several weeks ago without Gabby from their cross-country trip out west. And as you can see here, a large 25,000-acre nature preserve is possibly where he might be, but finding him in there could prove very difficult. For everyone around the country who's waiting to find out where Gabby is and what information he might have about her, that's why this search for him is so important. Because without him, the chances of finding Gabby obviously diminish. And this is the man who was last seen with her, last heard from by her parents when she was with him.
But thank you to YouTubers who happen to be, filming everything. She was found amazingly. So this was obviously done prior to her being found. Poor JB and his voice. My poor JB. Yeah, that was it. That was from this morning. Day 2 search.
In Wyoming is in fact consistent with the description of Gabby Petito, and late today the FBI shared that news with the nation.
I would like to extend sincere and heartfelt condolences to Gabby's family.
The news was heartbreaking as FBI investigators announced they found a body near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming at the Spread Creek camping area. According to federal agents, the body matches the description of Gabby Petito. The 22-year-old from Northport had been missing for weeks. Then early Sunday evening, the search for the young woman came to a tragic end. Her family was quickly notified.
Our thoughts and prayers are with them.
Now forensic investigators have the task of making a positive identification on the body that was found.
Full forensic identification has not been completed to confirm 100% that we found Gabby, but her family has been notified of this discovery.
And in the minutes after the FBI's announcement, Gabby's father, Joseph Petito, shared this photo on Twitter, writing, quote, hashtag Gabby Petito, she touched the world.
It's been 3 weeks since Sarasota County
So sad, but I mean, I don't think anybody thought she was going to be found alive. Northport police tweeted, saddened and heartbroken to learn that Gabby has been found deceased. Our focus from the start, along with the FBI and national partners, has been to bring her home. We'll continue to work with the FBI in search of more answers. To confirm she was found dead in a tent, we don't know that yet. I just think it's amazing they were found due to a YouTuber. It's the only reason she was found. I think everybody, I mean, I knew she wasn't going to be found alive. And I heard that fake channel is gone. Yeah, that video is the only reason she was found. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Northport police say more than 1,000 tips have been submitted about Gabby's disappearance.
A Spring Hill couple on vacation in Wyoming gave us a tip about it tonight. They told us they are certain that they saw Petito's white van last month. Justin Schecker continuing our team coverage from Northport Police Department,
where it continues to rain. I know it's raining down there, but a lot going on, Justin.
A lot going on, Jennifer and Keith. Good evening to you both. This couple from Spring Hill was visiting Grand Teton National Park on August 25th. That is the same day Gabby's mom says she last spoke with her daughter.
I feel so bad for this family.
When Shannon Baker from Spring Hill learned about the
this
search for
isn't
Gabby,
this isn't the one. Hold on. I don't think anyone was surprised.
Petito, right away she says she recognized the white Ford.
I thought that was the other video. Thank you, case discussion. She had said she didn't like to drive. Now I can't find it. Now I can't find it. Crazy. I want to be you when I grow up. All right. You don't want to be me. Passengers get kicked off Florida flight for not wearing masks. I'm going to cut out because I got to make Cuttlefish's, I got to redo Cuttlefish's candle. Now that my other candles should be done. And I have room. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Welcome new people. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right? Have a wonderful night. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.